Hey guys, Prestco here, and today we are back at the desk for another XDefiant video, so make sure you get comfy, grab a blanket, put your slippers on, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the little bell to make sure you are notified for when I next upload. And with that said, let's jump into it. Now, before we do get started, guys, I really want to say thank you to all the support that I've received on the last few posts that I've made. I haven't been making YouTube videos for long, and I've received a lot of good feedback as well as some constructive things. So hopefully you notice changes in my videos to improve the quality a bit. I've got the lights going. I just really want to make this a place where you guys feel safe to come hang out and have a chat with me. And with that said, I also want to launch a brand new goal. So the goal that I've set for myself is I really want to smash 1,000 subs by Christmas time. Now, Christmas time, what? It's 7 months away, so please, if you feel like it, hit the subscribe button. If you like what you've seen, hit the subscribe button. If you like staying up to date in terms of XDefiant content, you want to see something different, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. Pick up the phone and start dialing. Come on, let's go. Now, today we're going to go over a few different changes that have taken effect in XDefiant since the patch update that was released on the 17th of July. We're going to go through gameplay changes, faction changes, map and mode changes, and also the biggest thing is the weapon changes that they've introduced into the game since the patch. Now, in terms of the gameplay, the patch fixed delays in reloading, weapon swapping, and deploying attachments that caused by spamming buttons. So spamming the fire button or the ability button was causing a bit of issues for people. People were frustrated about it, so they went ahead and they said, nope. Let's fix that, and they've done it, which is fantastic. They've also fixed a bug or a glitch where people were able to speed hack in the game without having any sort of external hacks. What that has done is let people run around the map, crazy high speeds, I don't know, 100 k's an hour, 150 miles an hour. I don't know if you're watching in America or Australia. They're going fast, right? So what they've done is they've made it, if people do use that exploit or that glitch, you're going to get locked in place, and we are going to be able to lock onto them way easier, which is fantastic. So that should be eradicated from the game. I personally hadn't seen it at all, but it was there and they fixed it. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Now, onto factions. Team GSK, or the GSK faction, is now called GS Commando with a K, which is very, very sexy. I don't know. Now, they've also changed the Echelon Intel suit. Intel suit will only pulse every 4 seconds instead of every 3. So I guess it was a bit overpowered. They wanted to do something about it. People were, being able to use that really effectively in game. So they've nerfed it a little bit. Basically, you just have to wait a bit longer, 1 second longer to be exact, to use the Intel suit pulse. Or once you've activated it, it will pulse every 4 seconds. And the pulse doesn't last as long. So just keep notice of that. If you're an Intel suit user, make sure you take note of that. Spiderbots are now targetable again. So Spiderbots are the bane of my existence. And now you can shoot them off your face again. You used to have to shoot the floor. Sometimes you had to get your friends to shoot them off your face. Now you can just shoot them off yourself. I'm not sure if it works 100% of the time, but that's the actual workaround for getting a Spiderbot off your face. Just shoot at it when it's on your screen. Or if you've got semi-decent aim, just shoot at it when it's running towards you. Fantastic. There was several activation issues with abilities that they identified between the Season 1 launch and this update. They've resolved those as well. Now on to the maps and the mode changes. Now with the maps and the modes, they did get some love too, which is fantastic. The Times Square spawn zone exploit, which if you guys have done that or seen people doing it, it's fixed, it's gone, it's eradicated, boom, just like that. And the playlist screen has been changed. So previously you would have all your game modes lined up in a linear fashion, and then at the end you'd have to scroll to see the last game mode at the moment, which was TDM. Now it just lines up, they do one line and then another line, which is fantastic. So you can see all the game modes. You're not going to miss out on any of your selections. I guess it's a minor issue, but it could be frustrating, especially if you think you're queuing for something and you're not, or when you're creating your custom playlist, you can't find TDM and you didn't notice that there was an arrow there to click across. That's fixed. Fantastic. As they add more game modes, I'm sure that bottom bar will fill up and we'll be able to see, hopefully, when they put their version of Search and Destroy in, it'll be fantastic. In terms of ranked mode, which is part of that maps and modes update that they released, or patch that they released, there was an issue where people would be ranking up like from bronze all the way through. And every time you rank up, you get some sort of reward. And people weren't able to claim those rewards. So they fixed that. They've actually taken that glitch out of the game. And now my favorite part, and I'm sure this is why you clicked on the video and why you've stuck around this long, but weapons have received some changes. And the biggest thing is they've tuned them for a balance. Now, the M4 short range damage has increased from 17 to 18. So at the short range, completely stock, the damage used to be 17. Now it's 18. I think it's within 23 meters or something. So you 23 meters away from your target. The damage is now 18, which is great. It's an interesting one, right? Because they added the LV into the game, the new assault rifle, for that sort of short range gap that they had. And now you can use the M4 or the LV. So I guess you get a bit of variation. It'll be interesting to see how people implement this into their own game styles. And please let me know what you think in the comments of that change. It's a big one. The MP5 headshot multiplier also got buffed. It's now 1.4 times. Sniper rifles have slightly increased hip fire spread, so you're going to be a little bit more accurate with a hip fire for a little less damage. And the tracer fire and ammo case ejection visuals, they got a bit of a change. So I think they weren't happy with how they looked when they were flinging the bullet casings out of the guns. They've fixed that. They've made it look a lot prettier, which is great. What do you think the next meta weapon will be? Obviously, the MP7 shreds at the moment. The MDR is supposed to shred now. Do you think the MDR is going to take over as the primary gun that everyone's using over the MP7? I personally think that the ACR is the best gun in the game. I can't get enough of that thing. And the AK as well is probably up there with one of the higher meta guns in the game. But what do you think? The MDR, the MP7, what's going to take the crown as the meta weapon? An interesting thing that they patched in the update is there was an issue with high ping players not being able to get into games. So you're sitting in the lobby forever. They've fixed that. So the ping refresher is going to refresh more frequently, meaning that the high ping players, when their ping sorts to start to level out, you can get in the game a little bit quicker. So that's good for people who have absolute rubbish internet, or maybe you live in the country or rural. I shouldn't judge. So the game has a tendency to crash, and they've actually identified that in the update or the patch as well. The game is no longer going to crash, which is great. So that's a wrap on the XDefiant Season 1 patch update for now. There's a lot to unpack. There's heaps to explore in the game. So get your hands dirty, jump in, jump online, load up the PS5, boot the PC up, get on Xbox if you want, if you like sitting crooked. But what I will say is, as your reward for reaching the end of the video, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. You're going to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subs by Christmas. And with that said, I just want to remind you to behave yourselves.